Nigeria grapples with one of the most devastating periods of insecurity in its history, with soldiers being killed, women and children abducted, and communities razed to the ground across the northeast. A new and disturbing video has emerged on social media that takes the horror to a whole new level. The footage shows what appears to be dozens of children and young teenagers dressed in Nigerian Army camouflage uniforms, helmets, and boots performing military drills. The young recruits, many in oversized, ill-fitting uniforms, are lined up in formation. The post sharing the video alleges the uniforms belong to slain Nigerian soldiers. This is heartbreaking to see. These are children dressed in uniforms reportedly belonging to Nigerian soldiers, presumably killed in battle. This image alone should shake every Nigerian to their core. Commentators have linked the footage to Boko Haram's long-documented practice of forcibly recruiting children, with some pointing to the Al-Majirinsi street child system in northern Nigeria as a key recruitment tool for terrorist groups. Well, research shows the children in the video are from the Ngoshe axis of Goza local government area of Borno State, which recently saw the kidnapping of 100 women and children. Well, Borno State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Zuwaria Gambo, has stated that these may well be children abducted during the state's recent attacks. Young boys torn from their families, stripped from their innocence, and handed the uniforms of fallen Nigerian soldiers. This is not just a security crisis. It is a humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in plain sight, a stark reminder that the fight against insurgency in the northeast is far from over.
Regards the child soldiers, Oji, see, in physics, there's something called Hooke's law. Hooke's law says that once a material is stretched beyond its elastic limits, it never returns to its original size again.
Elasticity.
That's the law of elasticity. And that's pretty much what is happening to these kids. These kids will never remain the same again.
So
Oji, you are just seeing the next form of bandits for Nigeria for the next 60 years. So we've seen these kids. I can posit that in the next 60, 70 years, bandits and criminality will outlive us in our lifetime. I mean, I don't like to be sentimental about it. And that's exactly what is happening. Because you know why? I went to school with child soldiers. Part of those that Obasanjo did, give
What school was that?
UNAP with child soldiers, So Obasanjo brought a lot of them back to Nigerian, university, those in Liberia and the likes and all of that. And the trauma never left a lot of them. So these are the kids you are seeing. If the trauma never even left those that have been rehabilitated, then just imagine these that have not been weaned of this insecurity and this crisis. And the other day I was speaking about the fact that we don't even take a compendium of those that may kidnap. We're talking about over 100 people in Goshi.
Yes.
We've not talked about the Waro people.
Yeah.
We've forgotten about the Waro people. We've talked about the people in Niger. We've not talked about people in Niger in January. So there are many more. So we even need to get a glossary of how many people are in the bushes, are in the den of these criminals, to even start from there in the first place.
Yes, I mean,
slogan by UNICEF articulated specifically at a major event in 2014 is children, not soldiers.
Yes.
That these are children, and that was in response to what has been observed in places like Afghanistan, Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, Liberia, Mozambique, where children are used. Specifically, these are children under 18. UNICEF definition is that, children who are under 18 are not supposed to be involved in two activities in the sense in which they are recruited: combat and support services. And that when you do that, you rob them of their childhood, you also expose them to danger, including rape, because some of these child soldiers, they are female. So But the job of UNICEF is in terms of rehabilitation and reintegration into society. The protocol for the prevention of children's involvement in armed combat of the year 2007 says categorically that if you use children in direct combat or support services, it is a violation of international humanitarian law. And that's why you have groups like the Child Soldiers International, whose campaign, established in 1998, whose campaign is to make sure, that this kind of thing does not happen. Specifically as for the children in northern Nigeria. This is the tragedy of Nigeria. These children, clearly under 18, are supposed to be in school.
Supposed to be in school.
They are not supposed to be children that are recruited, by terrorists. They are children that should be mobilized and their parents supported to put them in school so that they will be useful to the future of Nigeria. Once upon a time when we were growing up in this country, they would say for their tomorrow, we gave our today. These children who are now involved in combat, we have mortgaged their future. And the blame is on the leadership elite of this country. The same basic point that Mr. Peter Obi was making with regard to insecurity.
Well said. We need to